Kalimera, Internet. I'm in Corfu. We're in a different time zone now. It's an hour earlier than it was yesterday because we're in Greece, and Greece is in a different time zone than Western Europe. It's weird to think we've come that far that we actually need to change time zones. I'm used to doing that on planes. It's a bit different when you're just sailing. We've got another big ship next to us. Not one of the giant ones, just one about the same size as this, maybe slightly bigger. The Marella Explorer. I'm getting to know all the different ship brands. It's a bit weird that we can look into people's balconies. It looks like they're disembarking today because I just saw their porters bring out a huge number of suitcases onto the deck. I'm taking an excursion this morning that explores some of the island and the old town.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Kalimera. We say Kalimera. Kalimera. And welcome to Corfu. We hope that you will enjoy your stay and our excursion. We hope that you will like the island of Corfu and the areas that we shall visit. My name is Sofia, and I will be your guide today. We are crossing Corfu, the modern city. Most probably you will already know that today, August 15th, is a national holiday. The people of Greece celebrate the Dormition of Virgin Mary. Usually this period of the year, the people of Greece have their holidays. They travel to the Greek islands and different seaside areas of the country. And the modern city is very quiet, but later when we'll go to the historical center, the medieval town of Corfu, it's very joyous. The old town will be very joyous. In the distance, the mountains of Greece, the Epirot land. We are entering the area of Kanoni, the Kanoni Peninsula. The ancient city of the island once stood here, at the narrowed part of the peninsula between two natural bays. In the antiquity, the area was known as the port of King Elsinus. The name of King Elsinus is mentioned in the Odyssey.
Our first stop was at a viewpoint at the end of the Canoli Peninsula. There were also about half a dozen other tour buses, so it was very busy, but the views were impressive. The viewpoint was up above the island's airport. If you're into plane spotting, this would be the perfect spot. We headed back towards the old town, and our next stop was down in the harbour to admire the clear waters. The people swimming down there looked like they were very used to being regularly gawped at by tourists. When we got to the old town, we were taken on a walking tour. The town is dominated by a huge fortress, which is a sign of the island's long history of being conquered and ruled by different parts of Europe. The guide told us the fortress was built in the 14th century by Venetians, replacing an even older Byzantine fortification. Later, it was taken over by the French and then the British, who left behind a cricket pitch in front of the town.
Gerald Darrell was the youngest boy of the family. He was 10 years old when his family came to the island of
Because of all those different influences, the architecture in the old town is a wonderful mix of styles. There's French, there's Venetian, there's Greek, there's a little bit of everything. It's quite beautiful. As the guide had warned us, the new town was full of people visiting the island for the long weekend. The streets were crowded, but it was such a cheerful atmosphere. Once the official tour ended, we had the choice of returning back to the ship with the guide or to stay in the old town and catch a shuttle bus later. Of course, I decided to stay and do some more exploring. I just walked right through the old town and came out to the coastline. And you might better see our boat in the background. So pretty easy to find my way to the boat if I want to, because I just follow the coast round. I've also just seen our bus go past. There's a shuttle that runs from the old town to the port, and I just saw it go past, and it only runs every half an hour. So that would mean my options are to walk for about 15 minutes uphill and then wait for the next bus, or just walk back to the ship. Google says it's about 35 minutes, so that seems reasonable to me. I think I'm going to go for a walk. I found my way down to an area where all the little boats are moored. This is quite pretty, and there's a nice cool sea breeze here. This is such a pretty little port area. I really love little fishing boats. Possibly because that was something I associate with my grandfather and my uncles, lots of fishing boats. They weren't as small as these ones though. Smallest pirate ship ever. Very tourist thing. You can take a pirate ship around the harbour. This part of the walk is a little bit hotter because I'm going past the ferry terminal. There's lots of ferries go back and forth between the different islands. I can't walk along the seashore here. I have to walk along the road, which is a lot warmer than along the seashore. There's a wee bit of a breeze though, and the ship's looking a bit closer. Oh, it is a very hot pigeon. Poor little hot pigeon. It's ridiculously hot once you get away from the sea breeze. I really hope I better get back onto the edge of the sea again. I mean, I'm not far from it, but there's buildings blocking the breeze most of the way along here. Okay, so I missed the port gate entirely and walked way longer than I had to before I realised that the gate was about 10 minutes back the way I'd walked. But I found my way to the port, and now I've just got to find my way through all those crowds of people and onto the dock that we're on. I might have to go through security or something first, I'm not sure. Every port seems to be different about, like, you always have to go through security before you get on the boat. They like x-ray your bags and scan your boarding card, but sometimes there's like extra port level security that you have to go through first, and sometimes it's just you just wander onto the dock. You never quite know what it's going to be. Okay, so maybe I was a bit over ambitious in walking back. Half an hour's walk is normally nothing to me, but I hadn't taken into account the heat. That was a long walk. I was very hot and tired by the time I got back to the ship. I really love Corfu though, and the best part was knowing this wasn't my only chance to visit it, but that is a spoiler for another video. For now, it's back to the ship and setting sail tonight to somewhere new. Don't forget to do all those nice internety things like liking and subscribing and leave a comment, and I will see you next time. Anio, Internet.